Investigators are examining the bus and sharing new details about what happened during the crash that killed 2 teachers. You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. Authorities say 5 people are still in critical condition and nearly 24 other Farmingdale High School marching band members are injured. The NTSB says it plans to interview the driver of the bus. They also shared new info on what happened to the passengers.
According to local law enforcement, the left front tire experienced a failure. As a result of the crash, multiple occupants were ejected from the motor coach and 2 received fatal injuries. There was intrusion into the occupant space on the left side, the side that it rolled onto. So anytime that there's intrusion into your survivable space of a vehicle, that's obviously a cause for concern.
Candles and flowers have been placed outside of the school, and green bows are being hung around Farmingdale. Herricks Einhorn spent the day talking with people in the neighborhood.
I still can't believe that it's happened.
A community and a school in mourning.
Very sad. Everybody only hugging their friends.
What was supposed to have been 3 days of music, laughter, and friendship suddenly turned tragic when one of the 6 buses carrying members of the Farmingdale High School band crashed on I-84 upstate in Orange County, went down a 50-foot ravine, and then overturned. Dozens of students were injured and hospitalized, and 2 teachers were killed.
When I heard the news yesterday, it was a lot. I couldn't focus.
Beatrice Ferrari, a retired social studies teacher, volunteered at the band camp for more than 30 years, including many during her retirement. The band's director, Miss P as she was known, was also killed. We're told she is a single mother to a 2-year-old.
She always told us not to forget about our dreams, to keep achieving and to keep moving on.
That will understandably be difficult to do. Students told us there were no real classes today, just a chance to be together and talk together if they wanted to. The district canceled all after-school activities and sports today and throughout the weekend. A crisis center is also being set up here at Howitt Middle School over the weekend. Volunteers from Farmingdale and neighboring districts will be on hand for anyone who wants to stop in and talk.
It's pretty sad, but most of the kids are talking to each other, and that's how we try to lighten the mood,
The news leaving many wondering what, if anything, they could do.
2 teachers that take care of the whole school and the bands for years. It's tragic.
The superintendent sent an audio message to the community earlier today saying in part,
I want to thank everyone for the outpouring of support in the wake of this tragic incident. Taylor Strong is alive and well right now, and we are working together to support our students and staff as we take the time to heal.
In Farmingdale, I'm Herricks Einhorn for Newsday TV.
And make sure to stay with Newsday for continuing coverage of the deadly bus crash, and read more on Newsday.com. Just click Get More on the Newsday TV video box. And first in Newsday, one Long Island school district is suing in federal court to block the Native American mascot ban. Massapequa, whose mascot is the Chiefs, filed the 32-page lawsuit against the State Board of Regents. The district says the ban that was approved by the board is unconstitutional. Massapequa is one of 12 Long Island districts affected by the ban. And a Herricks public school teacher is no longer working for the district after an alleged disturbing video surfaced. School officials have not yet released the name of the teacher, where they worked, or said what was in the video. The superintendent released a statement which reads, in part, there is a video circulating that allegedly features one of our teachers. We are conducting a full investigation, and the teacher has been removed from the classroom. The district also says police are investigating. And rain or shine, the Suffolk County Police vehicle auction is happening tomorrow. Bids start at $500 and you can get your hands on motorcycles, Jeeps, and even a Mustang. Pre-registration is required to bid. It starts at 10 a.m. in West Hampton. And the Islanders are back on the ice as they get ready for their preseason opener. Andrew Gross brings us the latest from training camp.
The Islanders opened training camp here at Northwell Health Ice Center in East Meadow on Thursday, with the preseason opener on Tuesday against the Rangers at Madison Square Garden. Kyle Palmieri, the top 6 right wing, was the lone veteran not to skate with the team. Coach Lane Lambert called it a maintenance day and said he was not sure whether Kyle Palmieri will be able to skate with the team prior to Tuesday's game at the Garden.
I'm not sure on that. He's skating on his own, so that's a plus.
Palmieri has been skating on his own after tweaking something unspecified by the team during preseason workouts. The good news is power forward Oliver Wahlstrom, who suffered a season-ending knee injury in December, was back for the start of training camp. He says he is full of confidence, and he thinks the injury may be a blessing in disguise in terms of the confidence he was able to build through his rehab.
For me, I don't notice any difference at all. I mean, obviously I trained in Michigan. You know, my first rep back on the ice was against Jack Hughes and Kyle Connor, so that tested me pretty well, but I really don't see any problems.
For NewsdayTV, I'm Andrew Gross.
Now, to read more about the Islanders, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the NewsdayTV video box. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather, and it does not look good tomorrow. We have rain late tonight, and take a look at this thing. Just awful all-day rain and wind. Temps in the 60s, if not high 50s. Ugh. Only in Newsday, after an injury ended the season early for Aaron Rodgers, parents are questioning what is best for student athletes, turf or grass. It's a tough one. Jimmy Stewart has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Protection breaks down and time runs out. Down goes Rodgers on the sack for Leonard Floyd.
When Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles tendon on his 4th play as a Jet, it shocked the sports world. It also gave Nick Zamperon a flashback.
He played four plays, I played 2, so I guess I beat him in that. As you can see right here, they drill into my knee. They put a titanium rod into my shin bone. They put a screw by my knee, and by the ankle, another screw.
Nick, a Comstock High School senior, suffered a broken left tibia and fibula after getting hurt on just his 2nd play ever in a varsity football game.
My cleat got caught in the turf. My leg broke, and I hit the ground. Instantly, I felt excruciating pain. I looked down and my leg was the other way.
Football injuries happen every day, but Nick says his may have been avoided if he was playing on grass and not turf.
I've been playing outfield for the past 2 years in baseball. I've never had my cleat get stuck in natural grass like that.
Stony Brook Medicine's chief of foot and ankle surgery, Dr. Megan Paulus, says there is a link to turf and injuries.
If you have a good shoe with a good grip on a surface like a turf field, you could actually increase the power, but it does increase the torque on the lower extremity, and it could place an athlete at risk for sustaining an injury.
Of the 111 varsity high school football teams on the island, only 11 have grass football fields, 10 in Suffolk and 1 in Nassau. The cost of turf is in the millions, but athletic directors say in the long run it saves money due to the lack of maintenance needed as opposed to grass. And some coaches, like Farmingdale's Buddy Krummenacher, agree.
Turf makes a lot of things right for school fields because there's a lot of bad grass fields around back in the day, and it's hard to maintain a grass field simply because of the usage.
Sayville running back Kyle Messina, arguably the best back on the island, is also pro-turf, provided he's using the proper footwear.
My cleats, I have to make sure if I'm playing on turf that they're like round on the bottom, like the spikes. If they're too sharp, that they'll just like go straight into the turf, and you don't want to go like too deep into the turf.
As for Nick, he's made his name as a standout baseball player and has a scholarship offer from Stony Brook University. He says his work ethic off the field has him close to getting back on it.
4 weeks of physical therapy, 3 days a week I'll be going, get everything strengthened in my leg, and get ready for baseball season.
For NewsdayTV, I'm Jamie Stewart.
To read more about the debate of turf or grass fields, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the NewsdayTV video box.
Feed Me is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
From tide to table, Scott Vogel takes a look at the journey of local oysters.
I'm seriously loving these oysters. What are they called, like mermaid makeout? Which it's a perfect name for it because eating them is like making out with a mermaid. You know, assuming that you've made out with a mermaid, which of course I have.
Well, would you get a load of this guy? Scarfing down oysters like they're Zeppeli at a church bazaar.
What did you say?
Mermaid makeouts are meant to be savored, appreciated, not vacuumed up. Do you even have the slightest idea how that miracle of a mollusk ended up in your hand? Well, would you like to?
Not particularly.
You would?
No.
Yes?
I said no.
As in the opposite of yes?
Yes.
So yes.
No.
Our story begins 2 years ago in pristine Peconic Bay. Because that's how long it took for that oyster you're holding to grow from a seed into something big enough for fishermen to harvest it. Fishermen like Joe Fenora and his team from Hampshire Oyster Company.
There's a famous quote about how eating an oyster is like kissing the sea. Mermaid makeout is a play on that. It's like a smooch, you know, for a mermaid.
It's a very salty kiss.
The makeout is their pride and joy. A unique oyster, and not just in name. Hampton's method of growing them is unique too.
Nobody had been using floating equipment in this deep water, high energy environment. This is our plot. You'll see our corner markers are these big yellow floats. It's a square. Right. It's 660 feet by 660 feet. So the oysters grow in these bags in the pontoons. These are some smaller ones that we took on a couple of weeks ago. They're growing really, really nice.
All right, here we go. Yeah, this is amazing.
Not so fast. Now they have to be tagged and bagged.
Do you know how to shuck them?
The best oyster is always the freshest oyster.
Yeah, this is amazing. Really briny though, but that's how I like them. I'm like Team Briny.
We'll drop the lines here to the cage that we're hooked up to, and we're gonna head east, right past Jessup Snake and Cedar Beach, over to Greenport. Right up to the dock at Low Creek, and offload 500 oysters that we just pulled off the farm. Well, you made it.
Wow.
Yes. Wow.
I had no idea.
If any one of the steps had been missed, the boating, the checking of cages, the sorting, the bagging, the loading, the delivering, the shucking, that mermaid makeout in your hand simply wouldn't exist.
It's true, these are little miracle mermaids, and as such, they should be savored, enjoyed, treated with respect, he said, as he...
A little lemon, a little hot sauce, they're good. Now to see more on Tide to Table oysters, go to Newsday.com, click Get More, the Newsday TV video box.
My goal is to entertain, but also to let you into places where the fans can't go. I want to take the readers inside the locker room, inside the heads of the athletes.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Bufa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.